Hello, fellow seekers of knowledge and wisdom. Welcome back to Inkwell Insights, the channel dedicated to exploring the transformative power of books. We believe that within the pages of a well-crafted story lies the potential to unlock personal growth, spark profound reflection, and illuminate the path toward a richer, more meaningful life. Have you ever felt the pull of an epic tale, a journey that transcends mere entertainment and resonates deep within your soul? Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be brave, to face insurmountable odds with unwavering hope? What is the true meaning of friendship, loyalty, and sacrifice? And what power do even the smallest among us hold to shape the course of history? Have you considered the allure of power and its potential for corruption? Or perhaps you have contemplated the importance of preserving beauty and fighting against the forces of darkness, both within ourselves and in the world around us? And, ultimately, have you asked yourself, what constitutes a true victory, and how do we carry its lessons forward? Today, we delve into a literary masterpiece that grapples with these very questions and so much more. We're embarking on a journey into Middle-earth with J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. This isn't just a fantasy novel, it's a profound meditation on good and evil, hope and despair, and the enduring power of ordinary individuals to make a difference in a world teetering on the brink of destruction. Tolkien, a scholar of language and mythology, wove a tapestry of breathtaking scope, rich with symbolism and allegory, that continues to captivate readers generations after its publication. The Lord of the Rings stands out not only for its intricate world-building and compelling narrative but also for its timeless exploration of universal themes that remain deeply relevant to our lives today. So, prepare to be transported to a world of hobbits, elves, dwarves, and magic, as we unpack the wisdom and enduring power of the Lord of the Rings. At the heart of the Lord of the Rings lies the concept of hope, not a naive, Pollyanna-ish optimism, but a resilient, hard-won belief in the possibility of good, even in the face of overwhelming darkness. In our modern world, saturated with negativity and bombarded by constant streams of bad news, hope can feel like a distant, almost forgotten emotion. We become cynical, guarded, and prone to despair, convinced that our actions are meaningless in the face of global challenges. Let's consider a few examples. Take, for instance, the dedicated environmental activist who tirelessly campaigns for climate action, only to be met with political inertia and public apathy. They pour their heart and soul into their work, yet the problem seems insurmountable. Gradually, burnout sets in, and their initial spark of hope flickers and dims. Or consider the teacher working in an under-resourced school, battling systemic inequalities and witnessing the devastating effects of poverty on their students. They strive to provide a nurturing and supportive environment, but the challenges often feel overwhelming. They start to question whether their efforts are truly making a difference, their hope eroded by the harsh realities they face. Then there's the entrepreneur who launches a startup with dreams of changing the world, only to be confronted with fierce competition, financial struggles, and countless setbacks. The initial excitement fades, replaced by doubt and the gnawing fear of failure. Their hope of creating something meaningful wanes as the pressures mount. Similarly, consider the caregiver tending to a loved one with a chronic illness. They dedicate their life to providing comfort and support, but the physical and emotional toll is immense. They witness the gradual decline of their loved one, and the hope for a full recovery diminishes over time. We could also consider the artist pouring their heart and soul into creating a masterpiece, facing constant rejection and criticism. They begin to doubt their talent and question whether their work will ever be appreciated. Their hope of making a meaningful contribution to the world of art begins to fade. Finally, imagine the person struggling with addiction, fighting a daily battle against their inner demons. They yearn for a life free from the grip of their addiction, but the path to recovery is fraught with obstacles and setbacks. Their hope for a brighter future is constantly challenged by the allure of their addiction. These are just a few examples of how the relentless pressures of modern life can chip away at our capacity for hope. We become disillusioned, cynical, and prone to despair, forgetting the power of small acts of kindness, the importance of perseverance, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. As Viktor Frankl, the renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Frankel's words serve as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, we retain the ability to choose hope. In The Lord of the Rings, Tolkien presents hope not as a passive emotion but as an active force, a driving motivation that compels the characters to persevere in the face of seemingly impossible odds. He shows us that hope is not the absence of fear or doubt, but the courage to act despite them. Tolkien doesn't present a simplistic, saccharine view of hope. He acknowledges the existence of darkness, the reality of suffering, and the ever-present threat of despair. He doesn't ignore the corruption of power, the lure of the ring, or the overwhelming strength of Mordor. Instead, he uses these elements to highlight the fragility and preciousness of hope, demonstrating how it can be nurtured, sustained, and ultimately, victorious. The core narrative of The Lord of the Rings is a quest to destroy the One Ring, a powerful artifact forged by the Dark Lord Sauron to control Middle-earth. The ring embodies the corrupting influence of power and the temptation to dominate others. The journey is undertaken by Frodo Baggins, a humble hobbit from the Shire, a seemingly unremarkable individual chosen to bear an immense burden. Frodo, along with his loyal companion Samwise Gamgee, faces unimaginable dangers and temptations as they journey to Mount Doom, the only place where the ring can be destroyed. Their journey is not one of grand heroism or effortless triumph. It's a story of incremental progress, unwavering perseverance, and the power of small acts of courage. The Fellowship of the Ring, initially comprised of hobbits, men, an elf, a dwarf, and a wizard, embodies the strength found in unity and diversity. Each member brings unique skills and perspectives to the quest, demonstrating the power of collaboration in overcoming adversity. The breaking of the fellowship signifies the scattering of hope, but it also represents the individual journeys that each member must undertake to ultimately contribute to the final victory. Gandalf, the wise wizard, serves as a beacon of hope throughout the story. He understands the nature of evil and the importance of resisting it, but he also recognizes the inherent goodness in the hearts of ordinary people. He guides and mentors the members of the Fellowship, reminding them of their purpose and inspiring them to persevere. Gandalf embodies the power of wisdom and the importance of guidance in navigating difficult times. For example, Gandalf's seemingly simple yet profound act of choosing Bilbo to find the ring sets in motion the events that ultimately lead to Sauron's downfall. He sees something special in Bilbo, a quiet strength and an unexpected capacity for compassion. This exemplifies Tolkien's idea that even the smallest and most unassuming individuals can play a crucial role in shaping the course of history. Aragorn, the rightful heir to the throne of Gondor, embodies the theme of leadership and responsibility. He struggles with his destiny, burdened by the weight of his lineage and the challenges of leadership. However, he ultimately embraces his role and leads the forces of good against Sauron. Aragorn demonstrates the importance of courage, integrity, and self-sacrifice in leadership. His willingness to walk the paths of the dead, despite the fear and uncertainty it inspires, showcases his commitment to his people and his willingness to face even the most daunting challenges. The elves, particularly Galadriel, represent the preservation of beauty and wisdom in a world threatened by darkness. They possess ancient knowledge and a deep connection to nature, reminding us of the importance of cherishing and protecting the natural world. Galadriel's temptation by the ring showcases the allure of power, even for those who are wise and virtuous. Her refusal to claim the ring demonstrates the strength of her character and her commitment to the greater good. The dwarves, with their craftsmanship and resilience, represent the importance of tradition and perseverance. They are skilled artisans and fierce warriors, defending their homelands against the forces of evil. Gimli's friendship with Legolas, an elf, transcends ancient animosities and demonstrates the power of understanding and reconciliation. This unlikely friendship embodies the hope for unity and cooperation between different peoples. But ultimately, the fate of Middle-earth rests on the shoulders of two hobbits, Frodo and Sam. Frodo's unwavering determination to carry the ring to Mount Doom, despite the corrupting influence it exerts, is a testament to his inner strength and his commitment to the greater good. His struggle with the ring is a powerful metaphor for the internal battles we all face against temptation and negativity. And Samwise Gamgee, Frodo's loyal companion, embodies the true essence of friendship. His unwavering support and unwavering devotion to Frodo are the driving force behind their success. Sam's simple acts of kindness, his unwavering optimism, and his unwavering belief in Frodo's ability to succeed are essential to their journey. He represents the power of ordinary people to make an extraordinary difference. Sam's words of encouragement to Frodo when they are at their lowest point, "There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for," encapsulate the core message of hope that runs throughout the entire narrative. Tolkien doesn't shy away from portraying the devastating effects of war and the profound suffering it inflicts. The battles depicted in The Lord of the Rings are not romanticized or glorified. Instead, they are portrayed as brutal and tragic events, highlighting the human cost of conflict. The destruction of the Shire, upon the Hobbits' return, serves as a stark reminder that even the most idyllic places are not immune to the ravages of evil. This illustrates the need for constant vigilance and the importance of protecting what we hold dear. The scouring of the Shire also highlights the theme of healing and restoration. After the war, the Hobbits worked to rebuild their home and restore it to its former glory. This process represents the healing power of community and the importance of rebuilding after trauma. It demonstrates that even after experiencing great loss, it is possible to find hope and create a better future. Tolkien's work is not simply a fantastical escape, it's a mirror reflecting our own world and the struggles we face. It invites us to contemplate the choices we make, the values we uphold, and the kind of world we want to create. The Lord of the Rings shows us that even the smallest actions can have profound consequences, and that hope, even when it seems faint, can ultimately triumph over darkness. Consider some common pitfalls that often lead us astray. One is living in the past, clinging to past hurts, regrets, and disappointments. This can manifest as constantly replaying negative experiences in our minds, preventing us from fully engaging with the present moment. Think of the person who dwells on a past romantic relationship, unable to move on and form new connections. They might idealize the past, ignoring the flaws and imperfections that ultimately led to the relationship's demise. Their focus remains trapped in a bygone era, preventing them from embracing new opportunities for love and happiness. The character of Denethor, Steward of Gondor, succumbs to this. He is so consumed by the memory of his deceased son Boromir and the perceived loss of Gondor's glory that he becomes paralyzed by despair and incapable of making rational decisions for the present. Another common pitfall is fearing failure, allowing the fear of making mistakes to paralyze us and prevent us from taking risks. This can lead to a life of stagnation and missed opportunities. Imagine the aspiring artist who hesitates to share their work with the world, afraid of criticism and rejection. They might spend countless hours perfecting their craft, but they never take the leap of faith to exhibit their art or pursue a career in the field. Their fear of failure ultimately stifles their creativity and prevents them from realizing their full potential. We see this in a milder form in Frodo's initial reluctance to accept the quest, burdened by the enormity of the task and his own perceived inadequacy. Seeking validation from others is another trap that can lead to unhappiness and insecurity. Constantly seeking approval from external sources can make us overly dependent on the opinions of others, sacrificing our own authenticity and values. Consider the social media influencer who obsessively tracks their likes and followers, constantly seeking validation from their online audience. They might alter their appearance, their opinions, and their behavior to conform to what they believe will be most popular, losing sight of their own unique identity and values. They become a prisoner of the algorithm, their self-worth dictated by the fleeting approval of strangers. Neglecting self-care is another detrimental habit that can undermine our well-being and prevent us from living a fulfilling life. Failing to prioritize our physical, mental, and emotional health can lead to burnout, stress, and a diminished capacity for joy. Think of the overly sacrificing mother who dedicates her entire life to her children, neglecting her own needs and desires. She might prioritize her children's happiness above her own, sacrificing her hobbies, her social life, and her personal growth. She becomes depleted and resentful, unable to fully enjoy her life or provide her children with the love and support they truly need. Holding on to resentment is a toxic habit that can poison our relationships and prevent us from moving forward. Harboring anger and bitterness towards others can consume us, preventing us from experiencing peace and forgiveness. Imagine the individual who holds a grudge against a friend or family member for a perceived wrong. They might dwell on the offense, replaying it in their mind and refusing to let go of their anger. Their resentment creates a barrier between them and the other person, preventing them from repairing the relationship and experiencing the joy of reconciliation. Gollum embodies this perfectly. His resentment towards Bilbo, born from the loss of the ring and the perceived injustice he suffered, consumes him entirely, poisoning his mind and driving him to acts of desperation. Finally, failing to appreciate the present moment can rob us of the joy and beauty that life has to offer. Constantly dwelling on the past or worrying about the future can prevent us from fully engaging with the here and now. Consider the person who is always chasing after the next goal, never taking the time to savor their accomplishments and appreciate the present moment. They might achieve great success in their career, but they never find lasting satisfaction because they are always focused on what's next. They miss out on the simple joys of life, the beauty of nature, and the connection with loved ones. These are just a few examples of the common pitfalls that can lead us astray from the path of hope and fulfillment. But as Rumi so eloquently stated, the wound is the place where the light enters you. These struggles, these challenges, these moments of darkness, can be opportunities for growth, for learning, and for ultimately finding our way back to hope. As the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. And as Carl Jung said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. And in the words of Maya Angelou, still I rise. What choices are you making that lead you down these paths? Where are you clinging to the past? What fears are holding you back? Whose validation are you seeking? And are you truly present in your own life? So, how do we overcome these obstacles and cultivate a resilient sense of hope in our lives? The answer lies in embracing the present moment. The Lord of the Rings is filled with characters who, despite the overwhelming darkness surrounding them, find solace and strength in the present. Samwise Gamgee, in particular, exemplifies this. He never loses sight of the simple joys of life, the beauty of the landscape, the taste of a good meal, the comfort of friendship. He reminds us that even in the midst of great suffering, there is always something to be grateful for. To cultivate this kind of presence, we must learn to slow down, to disconnect from the constant distractions of modern life, and to pay attention to the world around us. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or simply spending time in nature. Engage your senses, appreciate the beauty of your surroundings, and connect with the people you love. Furthermore, we must cultivate self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, especially when you make mistakes or face setbacks. Recognize that everyone struggles, and that failure is a natural part of the learning process. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. Another key is to focus on what you can control. There will always be things in life that are beyond our control. Instead of dwelling on these things, focus on what you can influence, your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. Take small steps towards your goals, and celebrate your progress along the way. Remember Frodo and Sam, who took one small step at a time, focusing on the immediate task at hand, and ultimately succeeding in their mission. Cultivate meaningful connections with others. Surround yourself with people who support you, encourage you, and believe in you. Share your struggles and your triumphs with them, and offer them the same support in return. Remember the strength of the fellowship, the power of friendship, and the importance of community. Finally, find meaning and purpose in your life. Connect with something larger than yourself, whether it's through your work, your hobbies, your relationships, or your spiritual beliefs. Pursue activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, and that make a positive impact on the world around you. Remember Aragorn, who found his purpose in leading his people and fighting for justice. By embracing these practices, we can cultivate a resilient sense of hope that will sustain us through even the darkest of times. We can learn to find joy in the present moment, to treat ourselves with compassion, to focus on what we can control, to cultivate meaningful connections, and to find meaning and purpose in our lives. As Albert Schweitzer said, man must cease attributing his problems to his environment and learn again to exercise his will, his personal responsibility. Or as the saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The Lord of the Rings reminds us that hope is not a passive emotion but an active force, a driving motivation that compels us to persevere in the face of adversity. It teaches us that even the smallest individuals can make a difference, and that even in the darkest of times, there is always reason to hope. So, what is the takeaway? The Lord of the Rings is more than just a fantasy novel. It's a guide to living a more meaningful and fulfilling life. It teaches us the importance of hope, friendship, courage, and sacrifice. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, the light of hope can still shine through. It shows us that even ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they work together and believe in themselves. It encourages us to face our fears, embrace our responsibilities, and fight for what is right. This isn't just a book to read and forget. It's a book to live by. It's a reminder that within each of us lies the potential for greatness, for courage, and for unwavering hope. So, I encourage you to revisit The Lord of the Rings with fresh eyes, to delve deeper into its timeless wisdom, and to consider how its lessons can be applied to your own life. What will you choose to do differently? Will you take a moment today to appreciate the simple joys around you? Will you reach out to a friend in need? Will you take a step towards pursuing your dreams, even if it feels daunting? If this exploration of The Lord of the Rings has resonated with you, please share this video or article with your friends and family. Leave a comment below and let us know what you took away from this discussion. What are your favorite moments from the book? How has The Lord of the Rings inspired you in your own life? Perhaps try incorporating a small aspect of the book into your life, such as committing to a random act of kindness, spending more time in nature, or reaching out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Middle-earth. I am so grateful to share with you and hope this review has inspired you to explore the power of hope, the importance of friendship, and the enduring legacy of The Lord of the Rings. Until next time, remember the words of Samwise Gamgee, "There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for." Keep seeking, keep learning, and keep shining your light in the world.